What's up, YouTube? So before we get started with this video, on First Take, they're going to be talking about how Stephen A. Smith would like to restructure his opinion on Giannis, the Greek Freak. So let's see what they have to say about that.
Are you now changing your tune on the Greek Freak?
Yes, I am. And I need everybody to understand this because I wanted to bring this subject up today in front of this Philly crowd, and I'm dead serious with what I'm about to say. Let me get this obvious out of the way. Number one, I was disappointed in LeBron last night, even though it was the end of a 6-game road swing.
Excuses.
You know, you going up against a marquee guy, and once again, you're playing the right way, or you see fatigue, or whatever. These nationally televised games we're looking forward to, you looking for those dogs to, feed you a little bit, and that's not what happened last night, but that's no big deal. I'm looking at Giannis, who's averaging 31 and 12. All right, fine. Ladies and gentlemen,
So Giannis is averaging 32, 13, and 5, and he has the best record in the league at 25 and 4. Food for thought.
Milwaukee Bucks are 25 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
They won 18 straight before losing the other night. They've won 19 of their last 20. In the 29 games they have played this year, Giannis scored 14 points once in a blowout win over Cleveland. He scored 22 points another game, 24 points another game. Outside of those 3 games, he has had a minimum of 26 points every single game and a minimum of 9 rebounds every game with the exception of 2. And then you look at Philadelphia, who I have coming out of the East. And here is my issue. The Greek Freak is a monster. He is coming. He don't have any friends. He doesn't work out with anybody in the off season. He doesn't want to partner with anybody. He don't want to get along. He got an attitude against anybody who's not wearing the same uniform as him. If you are a star, in my estimation, like Joel Embiid, you have to see this and say, yo, I got to step my game up. Because let me tell you something. If Joel Embiid does not step up and start playing like the monster, my man, chill out, hold on, I got this. When you sit up there and you think about Joel Embiid and what he brings to the table, it's not enough, Max. He's got to step up. He's the only man, in my estimation, in the Eastern Conference that has a snowball's chance, and you know what, of answering what the Greek Freak is coming with. Well, look,
So I don't necessarily know about that. Jimmy Butler and his crew are putting in some work. Boston's getting there. So like I said, there's a couple of teams, but let's take a look at the wins and losses for the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis. So they beat Indiana. They beat up on Houston. They beat Toronto. They beat the Clippers twice. They're supposed to be one of the best teams in the league, which I think they are. They beat the Lakers the last game, which I think they're probably one of the best teams in the league. And they lost to Miami, Jimmy Butler and his crew. They lost to Boston. They lost to Utah, and they lost to Dallas. Dallas has been putting in work too. So, and his record is 25 and 4. So Giannis is absolutely on a mission. There's a reason why he got MVP last year, and he's showing everybody why he got it and why he's trying to get it again this year. And not only that, this guy's looking for a ring. I mean, you could just see in his mentality, his personality, that he is absolutely on a mission. He is serious. He's on that cutthroat type mission to get a ring, and to bring up Joel Embiid in the same conversation is just it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm up here stuttering. That's how bad it is. Joel Embiid, he seems kind of childish to me. Like he's not really taking things seriously. I know he came back after Charles Barkley dumped on him and got 38 points, but we need to see that consistently. Okay, consistently, like what Giannis is doing. Giannis is out of control. So let's continue.
They agree that the Sixers match up best with Milwaukee if they can unlock what's there, especially defensively, by the time the playoffs roll around. That doesn't mean I take them over Milwaukee, but they're the best defensive matchup for Milwaukee. Welcome to the party. I mean, when it comes to the Greek Freak, I was trying to tell you last year about this whole thing. I'm not trying to work out with players from other teams. I'm not, he's trying to stay in Milwaukee. At least that's what he's saying. We'll see if they can get him another star if they don't win the championship this year. But I love everything about the Greek Freak. Here's the difference between him and Embiid and him and Simmons. Simmons, they have not built a team around. They built a team around Antetokounmpo. So even though they do certain things similarly, Antetokounmpo every year got better, even though they were very similar at the same age. When you look, and Simmons is kind of flatlined on offense. Okay. Embiid has a chance to be the best big in the world if he's not already. Antetokounmpo has a chance to be the best player who ever lived. He has a chance. He's average.
Okay, so I don't mean to cut him off. I'm sorry. Giannis definitely has a chance to be one of the best ever, but let's let him get to the championship first. Let's let him get a ring or two before we really start throwing that out. Because there is that guy named Kevin Durant that will be coming back, and in my opinion, he's definitely the best player in the world at this point. And if we're talking about everybody, I know he's not playing, but if I had to pick somebody, I would go with Kevin Durant over probably LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Anthony Davis, a couple guys over Giannis too. But Giannis has definitely stepped up his game, and he's turned to a scoring machine. So, I don't know. Let's continue.
5 threes taken a game. I was hanging out with my homeboys, Jalen and Jacoby. I don't know if you met them. And Jalen Rose pointed out, Max is hitting 32% of his threes this year. 33 now. And I looked it up. He's like, oh, wait, he's taking over 5 threes a game. Took 8 yesterday. But he's not a pure shooter. He's going to have to take them to get better at him. And unlike Simmons, he's not scared to shoot them. He shoots them. And I always thought, if Antetokounmpo added a three-point shot, he's the best player ever. That's the guy. Not LeBron, not Shaq, not Kobe, not any of the guys we saw come post-Jordan. That's the guy.
Wait a minute, Max. Have you forgot about Kevin Durant? I mean, this doesn't make sense. The dude's got Finals MVP back-to-back years. And he has an MVP, a regular season MVP. So I don't understand why you wouldn't bring up Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is a 7-foot scoring machine with a jumper from anywhere. Sure, he's not, I would say, athletic as Giannis, because Giannis is a little bit more muscular and thicker and plays a little bit stronger, aggressive game. But Kevin Durant is a scoring machine. If there's anybody that could beat Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's scoring record, it'd be, at this point for me, I'm thinking it's probably Kevin Durant. Giannis may be on his way, but Kevin Durant is a 7-foot scoring machine. Don't forget what he did in his last game last year when he came in for 12 minutes and put up like 11 points and hit like 3 or 4 boards or something like that. Don't forget about Kevin Durant. Do not forget about Kevin Durant. Respect Ruby paid. So let's continue.
Maybe if he could shoot from the outside, I'll have to give it up one day and say, all right, I saw someone better than Jordan, but it's not just the shot, it's the handles. He handles well for a big, but what I saw last night is a guy being able to go get his own shot, not just because he could shoot, but because he could put it on the floor a little more. And if that happens, they'll win the whole thing this year.
Are you still taking Philly out of the East?
I'm leaning against them. I'm still going to hold on for dear life.
So that doesn't really make sense. I don't know why he would have Philadelphia still as his top team when clearly Milwaukee's taking care of business. Boston's taking care of business. Miami is taking care of business. I mean, there's a couple of teams that are, I think Philadelphia is sitting at number 6 or 7 in the East right now. So there's plenty of teams above them that are putting in work. I know it's still early in the season, but still, I mean, to have them right now, I don't know. I do not know. Especially with Joel Embiid's attitude, his lackadaisical attitude, and Ben Simmons not taking shots. I don't know why he would be still running with the 76ers. And what makes it even worse for Milwaukee being at the top of the list right now in the East is Giannis is pretty much doing it by himself. Just think of how many other duos there are in the NBA that he already beat. So he just beat the Lakers with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, arguably the best duo in the league. He beat up, Giannis beat up on the Clippers twice when they had Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Granted, I can't remember if they were both playing at the same time, but that's arguably one of the best duos in the league. So Giannis beat the Houston Rockets on their first game with Russell Westbrook and James Harden. That could be arguably one of the best duos in the league right now because they're putting in work too. So, I mean, Giannis is absolutely putting in work against everybody, and he's pretty much doing it by himself. There's nobody on the Milwaukee Bucks that's in the same, that's made of the same cloth as Giannis. So I don't know. Let's continue.
I'm not happy. And let me tell you something. And this is my point. The basketball analysis, we got that part. Here's my issue. I have a real problem with the fact that you see a monster like this coming and you don't answer. In other words, it's incumbent upon you as a star in this league. If you see somebody that you know a confrontation is imminent, You got to elevate
Is that
your game.
Simmons or Embiid?
I think that's Embiid.
Both.
I think that's Embiid. You got to answer.